So shout out to Jordan Brand for spicing things up on what normally would have been just your typical average run-of-the-mill Wednesday, but instead we got a sneaker release, a shoe which people have been waiting all month to release. We're talking about the Jordan 1 Low Zion Williamson Voodoo alternate. So comment down below, let me know if you guys had any success on this drop, which we saw this pair hit the sneakers app as well as several retailers. But as far as this pair, it seems like weren't too easy to grab and apparently are pretty much sold out all across the board. So when you talk about this shoe, right, the timing for the release was perfect, right in time for the Halloween season, of course, but rather than dropping these on a Friday or a Saturday, they did the right thing by dropping these joints on a Wednesday, right? Nobody got time this weekend to be sitting around waiting for sneakers to drop when we got a whole bunch of Halloween holiday festivities happening, right? So when you talk about this shoe, the follow-up to the OG Voodoo, which dropped back in, what was that, 2022, which this sneaker got a whole lot of love for its unique design elements of the time, which of course you got the various patchwork designs happening right here, the different materials which all kind of come together, the great fall vibes, and we can't forget about the complementary rope laces, which at the time were pretty innovative, I would have to say, when you talk about adding that, incorporating it with a Jordan 1. So this is a shoe which got a lot of love organically upon the original drop. Resale prices skyrocketed pretty quick on this drop, but when you talk about this shoe in Zion Williamson's career, this is during a time where he was one of the fresh young talents in the NBA, coming off being the #1 overall pick. And although his career kind of started off with some injuries and everything like that, a lot of people would also question some of his off the court antics, as well as debate about his on the court weight as well. It seems like coming into this season, that boy Zion, he's definitely slimmed up a bit. So it's great to see that he's already off to a great start, even though I kind of like just checked his stats before I started recording. And apparently he already got like some type of foot injury. So I was going to say, at least he's already healthy this season, but I can't even say that. But at least he got some new sneakers dropping, right? So as far as these shoes, right, they incorporate the whole Voodoo theme, which kind of goes along with the New Orleans history. Zion plays for the Pelicans. That's a cool look. We already talked about the kind of spooky season Halloween theme that's happening right here with this shoe. And although not an official Halloween release, part of that Nike pack, I would say this with the Voodoo theme and everything has definitely got those spooky season vibes. So you guys see all the details going on right here. This is a shoe which, although it's kind of loud when you talk about the design elements, I think this is an easy shoe. It's very wearable, easy for people to get off. That's just due to the fact that the Jordan 1 Low silhouette is just super wearable, right? You can get these off with some shorts, jeans, sweatpants, you name it. It's pretty much easy. The only suggestion I would say is kind of like just let the sneakers speak for themselves. You know, they already got a lot of elements happening, so just kind of keep things calm with this one, right? But you guys can rock these however you want to rock them. You know what I'm saying? When you compare the stock numbers to what we normally see when you talk about Jordan releases, it would appear that this sneaker was a lot more limited, which according to Uncle Chris Z on the stock numbers, which he reported earlier this week, 18,000 pairs, which although some of his resale predictions have been kind of off, he's usually spot on when we talk about stock numbers. So according to Eldon Monitors, he did also confirm that as far as the sneakers app dropped, just a little under 18,000 pairs, right? So 18,000 doesn't sound like too many pairs to go around, but remember, we're talking about just the amount of pairs which hit the sneakers app, right? So somewhat limited, but Nike did also drop these through their various retail partners. So these joints literally drop everywhere. Like anywhere you can think of where Jordan releases usually go down, these joints dropped, including, you know, all of your favorites like Snipes, Foot Locker, Champs, Finish Line, JD Sports. And as far as this release, they're pretty much sold out all across the board, even places which usually have a little bit of stock left over. Places like Snipes, even everybody's favorite place, Shoe Palace, man. Which somebody told me in my last video that Shoe Palace ships out sneakers, bro, like without no extra box. Like they literally just stamp the shipping label right on top of the sneakers and call it a day. Like that's absolutely crazy. Which, as far as Shoe Palace, right? Normally you can find some good Jordan retro sitting on there, but even on Shoe Palace, like these joints are literally sold out all across the board. So when you talk about stock numbers, I think Jordan Brand did this one right due to the fact that it's kind of a special theme release. I know everybody complains when they don't make enough pairs, but for the people that were able to successfully grab these, I feel like it makes this sneaker that much more special for them. So I feel like in this situation, it works, right? So this was a dope shoe. Comment down below. Let me know if you guys had success on this sneaker right here. I ain't gonna lie, like these are nice. I would say if I had to choose between like these or what we had got with the original drop, where were those at? Yeah, these right here. I kind of like the more fall earth tone vibes from the original release, but don't get things twisted, man. this release is definitely still solid, right? So salute to Nike Jordan brand, spicing things up on your typical average Wednesday with a hot release, one that many people have been waiting all month for. We got the Jordan 1 Low, Voodoo alternate, perfect for the Halloween spooky season. This was a dope one, right? Now, when you talk about resale prices, right? For the people that happen to miss out on this drop, right? If you're kind of salty, if you're upset about these and, you know, you missed out on this drop, I would say probably look out for some restocks. Although these are sold out pretty much online, we'll probably see some restocks pop up. That's usually typical when you talk about Jordan retro drops. Plus, depending on what city you're in, you might still see some of these pairs actually available in store. It all just kind of depends on where you're at, right? If you're in one of these major cities, which more stock is generally allocated to. But as far as this one, kind of sold out all across the board. In worst case scenario, even if you do have to kind of bite that bullet and pay resale, from what I've seen so far, prices aren't too crazy. But let me know what you guys think. Do y'all feel like prices will go up or down on this one? It seems like a lot of people had success on this drop. There was a decent amount of demand. And as far as overall stock, while these did drop at a lot of different locations, kind of feels like in limited quantities, if you guys know what I'm saying. So drop your resale predictions for the people that missed out. Unfortunately, they may have to bite the bullet. It may be better now to go ahead and grab these joints, you know, before they possibly go up or not. So these are cool. I always advocate not to pay for resale, but don't get things twisted, right? There's definitely a couple of pairs that I've been kind of contemplating on, you know, for months now, and low key, I might have to bite the bullet soon on those joints right there. So drop your feedback. I feel like these really ain't hot enough to pay resale for, but that's just my opinion. I would more so care to see what you guys think down below. So JATV, I appreciate everybody for pulling up. If you guys enjoyed today's video, smash the like button. Plus, if you've been watching the content, you rock with what's going on over here on the channel, you want to show some support, consider subscribing. I'll catch you guys next time. In the meantime, stay safe, stay blessed. I'm out, y'all. Love.